I just saw it. This is Winnipeg Sun columnist Kevin Klein says Federal Crown Corporation, CMHC, with help from Carney Liberal ministers, want to tax Canadian home equity savings, if you're a homeowner, that's you, worth approximately $4.7 trillion.
To shout it down. The Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, a federal crown corporation, has investigated the possibility of a home equity tax on more than one occasion, using taxpayer dollars to fund that research. That's not speculation. That's not hearsay. That's not fear-mongering. Those are facts, and they're irrefutable. The Liberal government paid a group called Generation Squeeze, led by activist Paul Kershaw, to study how the government could tap into Canadians' home equity, including their primary residences.
Imagine just like coming up with that as a investigative goal. We're going to tap into how the government can. No, we're going to research how the government can tap into your home equity.
Now, Kershaw, by the way, believes homeowners are lottery winners who didn't earn their wealth, but they lucked into it. That's the ideology being advanced to the highest levels of government. That's the ideology I have a problem with. But it didn't stop there. These proposals were presented directly to Liberal federal cabinet ministers. That's not a hearsay again. That's not a speculation. Those are facts, and they're irrefutable. And those same ministers are now part of Mark Carney's team as he positions himself to be the next Prime Minister of Canada. Yet, when this is raised publicly, the online mob didn't want to talk about the facts. They wanted to shout it down. They didn't check public records, CMHC reports, or even the government's own briefing documents. Instead, they defaulted to name calling and the tired claim of conservative fear-mongering. Let me be clear. This is not about partisanship. Had the Conservatives done this and they were in power, we would be having the exact same conversation. Because this is about math. This is about reality. The federal government is $1.2 trillion in debt. The interest payments on that debt are expected to surpass $54 billion this year.
54,000 million. Who are we paying that to? The bank? Who owns the bank? I mean, really, who are those interest payments going to?
Which means the federal government will spend
China
on paying interest for our debt than they will on healthcare transfers to the provinces. Well, think about that. Those are facts and they're irrefutable. We will spend more on paying the interest on our debt than we will on healthcare for Canadians. This simply isn't sustainable. The government runs out of money, and when they do, they have to find new sources of revenue. That's when you come in. That's when your house comes in. You know, the total home equity held by Canadians is over $4.7 trillion. It's one of the largest pools of private wealth in the country. For millions of Canadians, especially baby boomers, it's the only retirement fund they have. They don't have big pensions. They have a paid off house and a hope that it will carry them through their later years. Yet, the Liberal government has quietly been circling that money. Now, some people claim this doesn't affect them because they don't own a home. Or worse, I've heard some say, good, tax the rich. But owning a modest home in Winnipeg, Saskatoon, or Halifax does not make someone rich. It makes them responsible. And punishing them with new taxes isn't equity. It's theft disguised as fairness.
Wow, good one. Hey, what do you think about that?
I think it's coming.